So, my very last question, my last question for every guest of mine. What's your vision for Africa in the next 30 years' time?
I would like to see an Africa where our leadership is more responsible, where we're able to stand up to Western countries and defend our values, but also, like be wise about the cooperation and the partnerships that we form, where the leaders don't do things for selfish gain, but put the people ahead of their own personal gain. And I think that will reflect in policy and in the sorts of agreements that we enter with, foreign powers. That's something that deeply resonates with me on a more personal level. I would love to see an Africa where there's more regional integration. Where we're able to go from country to country and really see our continent. Because I think it's one of the greatest tragedies that we have a lot of barriers to exploring the continent. Yes, for a lot of it, there are reasons for a lot of it, but I think a lot of it still is we're complicating the problem for ourselves. There's no reason, in my opinion, why I should need a visa and a very strict visa process to go to another African country when I have legitimate reasons to travel there. I think a lot of people don't have a clue. A lot of Africans don't have a clue about what other African countries are like. So the only information they have is stereotypes, all these narratives online, fake news, different things without actually seeing it for themselves. How can you expect the continent to grow when you have those barriers in place? You look at the EU, for example, and how there's great ease of movement, relatively speaking. And the EU, I like looking at the EU because they do a lot of these cross-cultural programs, like the Erasmus program, where you can have students from Greece going to study in Portugal for a certain amount of time. Then before you know it, they're going to Czech Republic to study again. And I saw this when I was living in Greece for 4 months doing an internship. And a lot of the people I interacted with were doing Erasmus. And I just came back from Spain last week. Actually, I did an Erasmus program. And I was just asking myself, I'm like, these are the sorts of things Africa should have.
Yes.
You can go here, you're funded to study here, spend a week, do a training.
Can I say something about that?
Yes. Yeah.
The European countries has been on the journey of integration for over nearly 2,000 years. Nearly 2,000 years. Okay. At the beginning of the first crusade, that's 10 something, right? People from different areas of Europe were involved. That tells you one thing. They already know about each other, okay, for centuries. Unfortunately, we haven't done that. We didn't even know. Very few of African empires knew that in the West, knew that the one in the East existed 500 years ago. So the integration is highly limited. Now, knowing that, this is how we started, and this is how we're going to finish. Knowing these things, our leaders, we should consciously understand the limitations we have and consciously work to break them down. And that's what we haven't done. So this is it. See, I agree. We need more integration. We need to be able to travel to other regions. But I'm just saying to you, these are the barriers that we face, and we need to be conscious to break them down.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. So these things are the things we need to talk. We need to be able to talk about over and over and over and over again. All right.
Yeah.
So Richard,
yes,
thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you as well
for being a great guest of the Think Big for Africa podcast.
Thank you. I've enjoyed the discussion. Thank you for having me.
Take care, man.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.